show you, see ahead of time, when you do the gathering prayer, then I'll do the first announcement. Join us for Allah. You'll do join us for morning practice Linda Gillespie every day at 8:15 on Zoom. And then I'll do this announcement and then go into the congregation song. Okay. And then at the so you're going to do the affirmation. I'll do the blessing. So you do the first announcement in the prayer chapter today, until 30. Then I'll do this one, and then you'll announce join the book study, Birthing Great Realities of Linda Gillespie, Mondays. It started then the 12th, so it's there in June. And then we'll go into that, and then you'll do this. Join me in singing. Join me in singing.
Okay. I don't know how much singing I'm going to do. You can hear my voice. Sinuses you want.
Well, there's a lot of allergies that you don't have to sing. They join and then they're going to sing. I typically don't sing when they're singing.
Okay.
When we're all together. And that's pretty well laid out here.
You're going to do the first one.
First, second,
You good with that? Okay. What, Owen? Where am I looking? On the top there. Okay. Thank you. Good. How are you guys doing? Good to see you. It's been so long, and especially you, Kelly. It's good to see you back there. Like I told you before, you always add a little extra panache to the group. Think of yourself as panache. Mm-hmm.
Good morning. I give myself to the Spirit. Let the Spirit lead me home. I give myself to the Spirit. I let the Spirit lead me home. Give myself to the Spirit. I let the Spirit lead me home. Give myself to the Spirit. Let the Spirit lead me home. Take it up higher. Take it up higher. Take it up higher, 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 higher. Take it up higher. Take it up higher. Take it up higher, 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 higher. Myself to the Spirit. Let the Spirit lead me home. I give myself to the Spirit. I let the Spirit lead me home.
Oh, wow. It's great to be here today, live from the platform, live with the Unity Singers. I'm Reverend Gary Kanye, and oh, what a joyous day this is. Unity is a spiritual community that fosters personal transformation for healing, for wholeness, and for an intimate connection with God. We do this through affirmative prayer and meditation that opens us to realize our oneness with God. Now, we honor the light that lives in all religious and spiritual traditions, for we know that same light shining through every stained glass window, through every mosque, dome, temple, church, or church tent is the very same light shining in us, and we call that light God. Now, we know that what we experience is based on what we say, on what we believe. And when we say what we believe with conviction, it ignites a powerful force in the universe. So let's say this truth with conviction together. There is one presence, one power, active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And so it is. And we are blessed to have our prayer chaplain on duty, Steve Cleverly, here to guide us in the gathering prayer. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Reverend Gary. Good morning, all. It is a wonderful, beautiful day in Texas. Along with the beautiful Texas nature that we enjoy, you can tell I'm also enjoying the beautiful Texas allergies that go with it. So if we can, if you feel comfortable, bow your head, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Take that breath and center it into that heart area. And as you breathe in, know you're breathing in that love of God that is surrounding us. And as you breathe it out, I want you to think of somebody in your life, anybody, family, friend, coworker, and send that love as you're breathing out to that person. When I was traveling on my school bus journeys this last week in San Marcos, I came by a church whose flashing electronic sign said, "You are going to make it." And I thought, what a wonderful statement. Yes, I am. And I thought, oh, no, I'm not. I am not going to make it because I know already that I have made it. That I know in the one presence and the one power and the omnipotence of God. that I am engulfed and embraced by that perfect love. And I am grateful for that. And I know you, too, have already made it and are embraced in that love of God. And we give thanks for it. We give great thanks for it. And we say thank you. And we release it out to the universe, knowing that it is truth and it is done as it is said. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Steve. Now, we have discontinued the meet and greet and watch the live stream on Zoom. But you can watch the live stream through YouTube, Facebook, and our website. But then you can link to us through that Zoom link that's in the Zoom email with all those links for virtual fellowship after this service. So join us today via Zoom after the service.
Morning practice. Morning practice. Our Linda Gillespie is sharing her morning practice that she does every day, which is quite unique to her and is being enjoyed by those that are joining her now every day at 8:15 via Zoom. And if you have not experienced that morning practice, that spiritual reading and reflection that she so enjoys, please join her. You'll be happy you did.
Beautiful. And it is true, we're doing a soft opening of attending service in person. Next Sunday, those who've had vaccine, 2 weeks after their final vaccine, will be able to reserve a spot through our newsletter, through Eventbrite. And with that, you'll be able to come and sit right here in the sanctuary. Now, it's limited to 25 people, including the people in service to our service, the musicians and prayer chaplain, myself and Owen. And we're also opening up the live stream on the television set with speaker in our patio. So you can come with a face mask and be in community watching that service. Then, because it's our beginning of opening up and being together, I can't wait to see people and have people right here in the sanctuary. We're going to have a catered lunch. So you have an opportunity to get a free lunch by joining us next Sunday. And again, through the newsletter, you can sign up for what do you want for lunch. There's some options there. It's so exciting. And ongoing, we'll have this soft opening with a reserve amount. This is in the guidelines of the CDC and our own Emily Briggs, giving us firm foundation to have safety protocol, and we'll continue this process until we have the vision where we can all come together. It's such a blessing. Thank you. And now, our congregational song, We Are One in the Spirit, by Father Peter Schultz.
We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the Lord. And we pray that our unity may one day be restored, and they'll know we are living by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are living by our love. We'll work with each other, we will work side by side. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. And we'll guard each one's dignity and save each one's pride. And they'll know we are living by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know with each other. We will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other. We will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the news that God is in our land. And they'll know we are living by our love. By our love, yes, they'll know we are living by our love.
Oh, what a great song. And it's so much a part of what we know as people of unity. We are living by our love because we have that foundational principle. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives. And so we talk about oneness a lot. And our talk title today is The Power of One. Now, this is very important in our spiritual journey. We've gone through a revamp, a reawakening to our Christ consciousness. We've gone through Lent. We've activated so many of our senses to be present to God. And when we do this, it's a good idea to turn to the good book. The Bible has scripture that talks about oneness in many ways. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4 and 6. There is one body and one Spirit, one God and one Father of all, who is above all and through all and in all. The song we just sang was, we are one in the Spirit. We are one with all that is. And if there is truly only one power and presence in the universe, then is there any place where God is not? Is there any separation from God? And then we have this human experience. We have this awareness of being. And what's true about this is we have this divine inheritance of free will. We can choose our life. We can choose our thoughts. We can create whatever we choose to create. This is important. And as we continue, let's bring in this wisdom of our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, who says, God is in the universe as its constant breath or inspiration. Hence, it is only necessary to find the point of contact in order to understand the one in whom we all live and move and have our being. So we can accept, just for a moment, let's accept that there is only one power and one presence. And we have free will to make choice however we choose. Now, if that free will was not absolute, then there would be no point. Because God would just choose what direction we're going to go, when we're going to go, and how we're going to do it. But that's not how God works. God's unconditional love is eternally patient. God knows we're one with God. We sometimes know we're one with God. I have to admit that in my life, sometimes I am so profoundly aware of that. And then there's other times in my life when I am so removed from God, I don't have any connection because I'm caught up in my judgment, in my fear, in believing that somehow I figured out a way that I'm separate from you, I'm separate from God. But that's not what we believe. Our name is unity. We know oneness. There is no separation between us and anyone. We are one body. And so our self-centered approach to creation, because we're always co-creating with God, is from that me standpoint. My needs, my money, my health, my wholeness, my abundance. And we can live in that perceived separation from everyone else for as long as we want. But the lasting wholeness that we truly want as spiritual beings is to align with the joy, the peace, and the amazing abundance that's available when we drop from the head, me, to the heart, to we. And then we are aligning by that song that we're always operating by our love. Walking together, working together, living together as we rather than me and they. Eric Butterworth was a powerful unity minister, wrote some fabulous books, and he adds this wisdom to this idea. God does not come in, for he never went out. God is not only in all, God is all. Now that's a pretty strong distinction, because if God's kind of, sort of, maybe everywhere present, that leaves our ego a little wiggle room to maybe think we are the powerful control in the universe. And whatever I say goes. We can go to those thoughts, but it will not fulfill us. Ultimately, all those self-centered gains in money, prestige, and power is really aligned in our fear, in our judgment, because we've operated from a me path of creation. God is all. And it's from an awareness that God is always present in everything, everywhere. Then where we have an opportunity to connect with God is within us. Always present. Right here, available to us. And therein we can begin a practice to settle the inner wars. Settle the clever ways we've designed a way to still have my way. Because when we truly open ourselves to being an outflow of God, everything's available to us. There are no blocks. There's no lack. There's no fear in God. And this is astutely and profoundly addressed by this quote from Albert Einstein, one of the greatest philosophers of our time and one of our greatest scientists. He says, a person experiences life as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what he's pointing to? When we're feeling separate, alone, isolated, abandoned? Our task must be to free ourselves from this self-imposed prison, and through compassion, we find the reality of oneness. Now, this oneness, this we-ness, this being one with God and all there is profoundly known by all the great masters, all the great teachers through millennia. It's simply truth. And when some people could say, wow, that's blasphemous, outrageous for think that you're one with God. I think it's one of the humblest choices that we can make to address the truth that God so freely supports us no matter what. And is there for us like an amazing parent, ready to, when we turn to God, to allow us the opportunity to let go of the attachments and be here now. Now, in my own life, I find that I have to make this choice every day. I need to wake up. Oh, amazing. Wake up. Meaning, get out of bed and become conscious. And then choose, in a period of prayer and meditation, what ultimately is my goal. My goal is to really know this oneness and to live from this openness and this being like we sing about, we talk about, we affirm in affirmations in our prayers about. It's being compassionate with ourselves as well as being compassionate with others. We need to settle anything that's separating us from that oneness. And to bring a conclusion to this examination, I wanted to use the wisdom of the Native American wisdom. Black Elk, who's written so many powerful things about the truth of living with oneness, to walk in the world aligned with all there is. And he says, peace comes within the souls of men when they realize their oneness with the universe. When they realize it is really everywhere. It is within each one of us. We can have a perception, or as Albert Einstein said, an optical delusion of our consciousness where we're separate from each other, separate from God. Now that's audacious. What a statement to say, no, God, I'm separate from you. If God's everywhere present, what right do we have to say to God, just back up? Just back up. Our cause, our reason for aligning with spiritual truth is to realize the deep peace, the deep love, the strength that allows us to face whatever comes up in our lives. And yet we don't need to create a classroom where we can, now I can awaken to God because I need God. we can accept that presence right here, right now. And I'm with you on this journey because I need to awaken to this truth fully each day. And then I forget, and then I remember, and then I forget, and then I remember, and come back to forgiving myself for having judgment, them, having fear in anything, because we're so connected with each other. And then when I step out in faith and I address you, the community, and the world, if I'm connected with the oneness I am with everyone, am I ever going to hurt anyone else? Am I ever going to not being willing to forgive any action by any other person? No, because I'm operating from an us, from a we, from a now, from a sacred center with God. So let's take this discussion and go into prayer as the Unity Singers help us by singing music and getting us into that frequency and center.
Go within to the one inside. Go within, let it be your guide. Go within, touch the truth. Go within, know it's you. Go within to the place that's still. Go within, let that be your will. Go within to the one inside. Go within, let it be your guide.
Breathing easy and going within. This morning, I got a text from my prayer chaplain, Susan Demeline, and she offered the 5 Golden Keys by Emmett Fox. And I see them as wonderful stepping stones for us to get to the place of silence today. There is no power but God. There is no power but God. There is no power but God. I am a child of God, filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God. I am a child of God, filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God. I am the child of God, filled and surrounded by the perfect peace of God. God is love. God is love. God is love. God is guiding me now. God is guiding me now. God is guiding me now. God is with me. God is with me. God is with me. Let's take these 5 steps, keys to opening ourselves to that one presence and one power. This is the power of one. Let's breathe and turn within as we enter the silence. In our unity of life, we embrace God and all there is to inform us, guide us, support us. And this is living fully now. blessed be. Let's awaken from this meditation and bring with it a knowing of being. You might wiggle your fingers, your toes, roll your head, and when you're ready, open your eyes. And then we'll say the affirmation that goes with today's exploration. Together, God and I are one. God and I are one. God and I are one. And so it is.
To give, and to give from our hearts, from our labor, from our wallets, whatever your gift of giving is. We would like to affirm it with this affirmation. Please repeat with me. I am one with the opulence of God. I am now in the flow of infinite abundance. And I give thanks for the prosperity that is mine by divine right.
That's beautiful. And you have many ways to give. You can give in honoring us with holding the vision for this community and its expression in the world. You can write a check and mail it to the church. You can go to the donate button on our website. And if you have the technology with a QR reader, you can hold it up to your screen right now, and this will link you directly with that donate area. But we also take this moment right now to affirm gratitude for the blessing of your offering. For when we're grateful and we honor what we've received, it expands. Gratitude expands what is. It brings God into the mix. And whenever God's present, there is abundance. There is joy. There is life. And so we are grateful for these gifts and see them being a light expressing through us and returning to the givers over and over and over again. The law of circulation is very powerful, and we're blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. I have the honor of being your prayer chaplain on duty today. I will be available at least 30 minutes after the service and longer if needed. Start at phone number at 830-608-9515, and you can also reach us at the email prayerchaplainsnb@gmail.com. And I would like to just let everyone know that each of you has an assigned prayer chaplain who is on duty for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And as a group, we are on duty eternally, holding the high watch for not only you, but for this entire community. And we are looking forward to being back here as one.
Thank you. Now, last week I did announce the wrong date for Metaphysics 2, Phyllis Burgess' class. This is Spiritual Education Enrichment. Metaphysics 2 focuses on some very practical things that are in our life. Now, this is 5 Wednesdays, starts April 28th through May 26th. It'll be 6 o'clock on Wednesdays, and it will be Zoom. And you can find out information to sign up for this in our newsletter, and the Zoom links are in that separate email with all the Zoom links for our events. Phyllis, Dr. Phyllis is a wonderful teacher. And if you have been away from metaphysics for a while, this is a great way to step in and realize truth for yourself.
And you are invited to join Linda Gillespie on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom for her book study of Birthing a Greater Reality by Robert Brummett. And if you've ever joined Linda in any of her book studies, you know it is time well spent.
And now, our special music with the Unity Singers, One Love by Bob Marley and Curtis Mayfield.
One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children pray, love. Hear the children crying, love. Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Oh, let them all pass all of them dirty remarks. One love. There is one question that I really love to ask. One heart. Is there a place for the sin I west? Hurt all mankind just to save his own. Believe me, one love. What about the one heart? What about the let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning, one love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Saying give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together and find this holy Armageddon. One love. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. One song. And Gideon knows some chances within now, for there ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation saying one love. What about the one heart? What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm pleading to make one love. Oh, Lord. One heart. I give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more time. Let's get together and feel alright.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
Reverend Gary, I don't know if it was just me, but it sounded like Ron was actually channeling Bob Marley.
I think so.
I really felt that. Thank you.
It was
All right, let us join Ron and the Unity Singers in our closing song, The Prayer for Protection.
Light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
so wonderful that you were able to join us for our live stream, or you're viewing us later. Blessings on you all. Unity of New Braunfels is filled with many opportunities that come together and enjoy that connection as we have our website, our e-newsletter of all of the events that come up. Find a way to tap in and come together. Now, we are going to have that Zoom link for virtual fellowship just following this, so you can get on and we can connect there. And next week, you can first come, first serve for inside the sanctuary if you're fully vaccinated, or come join us outside in the patio. It's such a blessing to have this opportunity to connect. And with that, the power of one is ours. Namaste.